All right. All right. For the 2 in attendance and for the dozens that are going to watch this,
we're all 3.
Halloween Kills. Let's start with spoiler free, and then we will get into the spoilers.
Spoiler free. There was some good stuff. There really was. There were some seriously good shots, some well-acted scenes. Jamie Lee Curtis did amazing. James Jude Courtney was terrifying. I liked the nods to some of the previous films. The brutality was...
that's what I'll say. Like to keep it spoiler free, we try to do our best. But spoilers. I mean, to a degree, you're going to get some. But if you've seen the trailers, if you've heard any of the hype, it lives up to the hype of that brutality. So that's not really a spoiler if you've seen the trailers. I walked into this. I only saw the little snippet that they'd released a freaking year ago, and then Caleb watched all these. So yeah, it clearly gave a flavor. Sorry, we're doing this in the dad van. We just got done with the movie and we were ready to talk. We couldn't stop talking. I was like, dude, we got to hang on because we're going to waste all the good stuff. Like last time we went and saw Candyman, we stood out here for 3 hours and we're like, I'm too tired.
Yeah, no. There's a lot to see. I do recommend going and seeing it and making up your own mind. If you have surfed around the internet the past, I don't know when we're going to upload this, so weekdays, months, years, whatever. You do know that it has split fans down the middle. I've seen some downright cruel comments between people on different horror sites and horror blogs and horror Facebook groups, and it's getting kind of nasty. I feel like people need to chill out a little bit, just a little bit. I do like that they took some risks. They did take some risks.
I will say that this is Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I mean, for H2O, for Resurrection, not that matters at all.
Hey, watch your mouth when you talk about Dangertainment.
Dangertainment. But this is probably her best acting in a Halloween franchise. I have no idea. She was a producer on this. I have no idea how much she got paid, but she got paid what was it? $8,000 in the first movie, $100,000 in the second movie. Yeah. And $5 million in H2O. I can't remember how much. God, awful amount of money in 18. But this movie, she's bringing it. I mean, that's all I'll say. She's bringing it. Everybody acting wise was great. There's a few things they beat you over the head with. And let me just say this. We're still talking spoiler free, and so I want to say this. Go see this movie in not a packed theater. Give it a minute. Don't go with a packed theater because it was crazy and loud. And I like the fact that people were cheering for Michael, but they were cheering at the wrong things, in my opinion. Like they were cheering like, I feel like go during like a matinee or give it a couple days and then go. And then we want to come out with a public service announcement.
Public service announcement. Insert here. Don't bring your child under 7 to see Halloween Kills. Like, okay, it's bad enough when Ryan Reynolds has to say, please remember Deadpool's not a kid's movie. Ladies and gentlemen, Halloween Kills is not a kid's movie. Halloween Resurrection, you can argue it.
Not even Resurrection, man. Like, dude, there was we look over to my right and it distracted me throughout the beginning of the movie until somebody...
They're like maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Dude, 3. Like, yeah. I have a 3-year-old. That was a 3-year-old watching Halloween Kills. And then somebody brought a baby, which
you could hear the rattle in the background.
Yeah, and the baby was crying. Like, I'm glad that there was a good, turnout for this movie, and I'm glad theaters are back to whatever degree, at least for opening weekend, but... Stop bringing your 5-year-olds to see Halloween Kills. They need to be in bed. Not that I'm in charge of your bedtime or your life, but god dang it, dude. Like, it's bad enough of people talking and munching on their popcorn. I got to hear your kids crying and the rattles.
Through Candyman, we dealt with teenagers who wouldn't shut up. And then through this, we were dealing with I'm a father. I can guarantee you my son will not be seeing Halloween Kills at the age of 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. If he sees it outside of my home with somebody else, that I can't control, but it will not have been my responsibility. I will not be taking him to a theater to see a film of this level. To me, that would be like I mean, some of the things that we've seen in the description, I mean, you can kind of equate that to like Halloween 6, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. It's not a good idea.
And to what Caleb said there, like I was 5 years old when I first saw it. It was either Silence of the Lambs or Misery, and I'm pretty sure it was Silence of the Lambs. But anyway, the dad wasn't home. Like his tapes were kind of hidden, but not really. Like it's just one of those things, right? I'm okay. It's okay. But here's the thing, though, that now being a parent, and I can't remember who said it. The dude who wrote. The dude who wrote, what was it, Peter Pan or whatever, he said that, childhood dies the moment your kid realizes that they're going to die. Yeah. And now I'm not trying to get deep on you here, but I'm just saying that the kids don't need to be exposed to this level of violence and this level of death and grief. Like, stuff's going down in this movie. And that's where we'll end with that. Guys, it's bad. Like, and to our experience, I would recommend you actually peacock this movie based on our experience. That's why I'm saying go at a different time, let it die down a minute, because I don't know and we have a nice theater. I don't know what's happening here, but people like either the crappiest, loudest people are going to come see these movies from now on. And people like me are going to fade away, and we're just going to go home and peacock it or HBO Max or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating.
I will say one more thing to the kid thing. I want y'all to know I'm not the person who's saying, oh, kids shouldn't watch scary things ever. Right. I was a kid raised in a home that rated R was quite normal. I mean, Terminator 2 is my all-time favorite movie, and I was watching that from before I can remember.
Right.
My brother used horror movies to scare me as a little kid, and they did just that. Gave me sleepless nights. They scared me. Later, it became an obsession, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is taking your child, especially, like, it's 11 o'clock. So when this movie lets out, it's time to go to bed.
Right.
And that is a hard reality for a little kid. I remember what it was like. Just
well, they got to go to bed after watching this too. Like, come on, guys.
There's some brutal. If I was that age and saw how, like, thinking back to the movies I saw that my brother showed me, the first Child's Play, the first Halloween, Friday the 13th Part 7, Jason Goes to Hell. Those movies were scary, but they don't have the level of gore and brutality and the level of scare factor that this does. For a mind that young, I couldn't imagine.
Right.
I couldn't imagine.
Right. Well, and it's not like back in the day where, there was some gore and, the original Nightmare on Elm Street and yada, yada, Friday the 13th especially. But, in most of those movies, I mean, it's all relative, right? I mean, back in the day, they hid the monster more, and it was like in the first Halloween today is a thriller. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. But this is just not something any kid under, like, especially under 7, like, it's ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, the kid had diapers on him. Yeah. Like, and there was multiple kids in there. So I don't know. It makes me nervous for the future of movie theaters too. When I don't want to go to movie theaters. If this is every time I go there, I've got annoying teens or I've got little kids in my horror movie. It takes me out of the movie. I saw Logan and the little kids in there. Like, dude, come on. Anyway, moving on. That was our spoiler free. And I'm sorry about the PSA. It's just something that's just like, wow. It Try really, harder, people.
It really got us. It feels like...
How bad are people becoming? Like, how are we so desensitized and ridiculously selfish?
I think there's something about with, like, COVID and all that and things opening back up where people are ignoring the fact that they have these other obligations and duties as a parent, as a role model, as a whatever. Like...
The grandparents were there, though. The grandparents were there, and the parents.
The family when we came out with like 9 and 10-year-olds, and they were like, "Hey, I'm sorry, it's not that scary. I promise." That's a whole different dynamic than bringing your 3-4-year-old to sit. They sat in the row in front of the parents and grandparents. I don't know. I'm done.
Sorry, guys. It's just it's so brutal. It's like, what is the future anyway?